When you're talking to the kids in your class, you want to get their attention and keep their attention the whole time, because if you're interesting to look at or interesting to listen to, they're going to be more likely to keep listening to you and take on what you actually say in your classes, and probably like you more. If they want to listen to you, they're going to like you more. So just ways to do this. There's other options as well, but this is just what kind of came to my head first. So if you're always loud, well, more changing your voice to suit the situation. So you don't always have to be loud in the gym, but it definitely does help, especially like in summer, we've got the fans going and the exhaust vents. That's already quite a lot of noise in the gym. Plus, if you've got then like 30 to 50 kids running around screaming and then other coaches, you need to be loud and have a strong voice to be heard over the top of all of that. So don't be timid with how you use your voice. You can yell and be loud at your kid, not like yelling at them, like being angry, but you can be noisy and the people on the apparatus next to you are barely going to hear what you're doing, or they won't be paying attention. Be loud, be excitable, bring energy to your classes, so then the kids are more likely to pay attention to you. You can also use the opposite of that, and sometimes if you've got them all sitting around and you've got like you're about to explain a circuit, you've got them all sitting around you, you can use your soft voice and just kind of like softly talk to them and be like, we're going to do this now, so you're going to do this. And if they're not paying attention to you, or they have to listen, they have to actively listen if they want to hear what you're saying at that point. So you're trying to use your soft voice to make them or force them to be more conscious with their listening, then they can't drown you out as much. But it's also just been exciting because there'll be plenty of other stuff going on in the gym. So the more you can grab their attention, the better. And you also need to figure out what kind of character you need to play as the gymnastics coach for that group or that age group. So if you've got, and I said this in one of the other lectures, but if you've got younger kids, like kinder gym or prep grade 1 kind of age, you can be a bit more cartoonish and fun and use like your playful voice or like a softer voice, but it can still be loud. And then with older kids, it might just be more normal speaking voice, like, all right, this is what we're doing, go do it, but still have some energy to what you're talking about. Then some classes might need more of just like a firm voice all the time, so less soft and flowy and more just like tell them what to do all the time. Sorry, there's just someone in the hallway and I thought they were going to come in here, and they still might. So play around with the different voices. Like, you'll figure it out as you go with different classes, but don't just use the same voice all the time, especially not like a monotone, just droning voice that just stays constant the whole way through. You want to have ups and downs in your voice so you are more exciting to listen to and you're interesting, really. They keep walking up to the door and then walking away. Where am I up to? So, and you also want to get on their level when you speak to them. You're not, like, you're kind of more important because you're running class, but don't think of yourself as more important as the kids. Like, you're all on the same level, you're all human beings. So when you're talking to them, especially if you're explaining a circuit, don't like sit on a box and be like, all right, and over there you're doing this and then this and then this. Like, you're the princess that can sit up high and mighty. Sit down on the floor with them, or even better, be explaining and demonstrating what's going on or helping someone else demonstrate what's going on. Also, if you're just talking to a kid one-on-one and you're tall, like a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old is like a meter tall, so you're definitely going to be probably at least half a metre taller than that. Get down on their level, bob down, speak to them more face to face rather than looking down on them, because that can be intimidating, and it's just annoying if you're a kid to be having to look up at the sky the whole time just to have a conversation with someone. So it's also about like the human connection of, it's easier to connect and relate to someone if you're talking to them face to face as equals rather than you're looking down on them. Have an equal connection between the both of you. Also, don't be afraid to be loud in the gym. I said that before, but just be loud. Like, you're competing with a lot of different noises, a lot of different coaches in there. Use a strong voice. There's been plenty of times where I've lost my voice or like made my voice go real rough from coaching because I've just spent the time yelling and being loud the whole time because I'm trying to have energy with my classes. If you lose your voice, you're probably on the right track. Then talking about more to do with teaching skills. If you've got younger kids, there's only so much information they can take in. So if you're doing a circuit that has, say, 8 stations for 8 to 10 kids, you can't give heaps of detail on everything they do at each of those stations because they will not remember barely anything. So if you give them a demonstration so they can see what to do, because that's probably easier to remember than you saying do or whatever, or this is how you do whatever. So give them the demonstration, then talk it through and give like 1 or 2 points for them to focus on for that. Some things they might not even need any real points, especially as they get further into year and they've done these things before. But if they're doing swings on a bar, just like, all right, you're going to do swings, you demonstrate it or show them or get another kid to demonstrate, and then you go, and today we're going to focus on regripping your hands on the backswing, or we're going to focus on not falling off the bar when we swing. Just things like that. It doesn't have to be anything too detailed. Just give them something to focus on. If they forget that, it doesn't even matter that much, especially with rec. But just give them a little bit of something to remember. The visual is going to be the main thing that gets them though. Like, will give them the most help with understanding what to do. Also, so pick your words. Like, you don't want to have long sentences explaining, just short, right to the point, explain it. So if you need to think about what you're going to say beforehand, think about that. And just use the most important point and use like emphasis in your explaining of things. Like, they're doing step kicks along the beam, and all right, we're going to do step kicks along the beam. And when you lift your leg, you're going to get as high as you possibly can. Just shit like that. Nice and easy. Just change the way you say it. Don't just be the one tone the whole time. Mix it up. Keeps it interesting. Our brains like difference because they're always scanning for different things because it's a threat. So if you can be different, but in a safe way, they're going to notice it and take it in. And then also just look happy and excited to be here and doing what you're doing and explaining it. One, if you're enjoying it, the kids are more likely to enjoy it. Like the second point there, it's easy to sell stuff if you're enjoying it, and you can make boring things exciting by just the way you talk about it, or you look like you're having fun as well. If you sit there and are like crossed arms, like sulky posture, the kids are going to be like, oh, why the shit would I want to do this? They look bored. I don't want to do this myself. So you've just got to keep it interesting, make it look fun. Like the last 2 bits there, be silly. You don't have to be serious if you're working with kids. You can make little jokes or say little things or just say the word fart and they'll all laugh. And be cartoonish as well in the way that you move and talk. So you can be a bit more exaggerated or like floppy in your body movements, or just you're trying to, like I said, draw their attention in. So just do different things, try different things, see what happens. And then you'll have much more exciting classes, and you'll probably get, like, the kids will get more out of it and you'll enjoy it more because they're focusing, they're doing what they're meant to do. And it's just easy for everyone. Peace out.